The whole thing about Temptation Island is not, can you not cheat? It's about what are you going to learn about yourself and about relationship.
I'm so excited for this upcoming season. I watched the first episode and wow, it looks dramatic. It looks sexy. It looks spicy. I mean, how are you turning up the heat this season?
Luckily, I don't have to turn up any heat.
Right.
I just have to not get burned by it. It's a spicy season. We have 4 couples who are really fully expressed and really rolling up their sleeves and getting into it. There are some twists and turns in the format that have spiced things up. Things that I didn't realize would pay off the way that they did. But we have this temptation light in each villa. When somebody's being tempted on the other side of the island, the light goes off. It doesn't really tell you anything, who's doing what or what they're doing. But what goes on in their minds makes things a little crazy. We're also empowering the singles a little bit more this season. So in the past, it's been about the 4 couples and the singles are sort of there for them, but we didn't really get into their story as deeply as we are this season. So we get to give them a chance to actually be part of this process a little bit.
How did you feel about these changes? Because sometimes, when you're like messing with the format, you're like, oh, people are going to, gravitate towards this. Is it going to work? How did you feel about them going into this?
I always was felt like, unlike a lot of shows out there, that Temptation Island doesn't need format, that the story itself is what it is. When these ideas were kind of pitched to me, I didn't really have a say in them. It was just, we're going to do this. I was like, gosh, this seems a little gimmicky. But then when it got actualized, the whole thing about Temptation Island is not, can you not cheat? It's about what are you going to learn about yourself and about relationship. When you watch these clips of the bonfire, it's not so you get information, it's to elicit an emotional reaction so you know where you're at. So things like the Temptation Island light, that temptation light popping on, reminds them while they're at their villa that there's something else going on to be constantly aware of, and that staying off your center actually can inform you. It can give you answers, actual legitimate, authentic answers. Yeah. So I had to kind of recant and go, this is working.
No, definitely. Do you feel like the light, like you said, the light kind of messed with everybody's psyche a little bit, but do you feel like it kind of made people on the straight and narrow, or did it make people want to, give into those temptations a little bit more?
I think it changes with every time the light goes off. I think we'll see in some of the episodes, I think a couple of the people are like laying on the couch to watch if the light's going on or off all night long. And then at some point it's like, if their light's on, let's get our light on kind of vibe. Mm-hmm. It's really interesting. And that's the kind of stuff I like to talk about at the bonfires, that there's what you think is the truth of what's going on and then your actions. Mm-hmm. So I'm constantly asking, are you doing this out of retaliation, or are you needing an excuse to do who you really are? So let's talk about what's really behind that, right?
Yeah.
And so all of that kind of fosters good conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.